This is my guide to Dick Laymon, one of my favourite horror novels, horror authors, and these are the first 5 books that I would recommend you go for to start with. Before I begin, I must warn you that the context in Dick's books is extremely explicit and extremely perverse, and the graphic violence and more, should I say, and is extremely graphic. And the Cellar is his first novel. It's also the first episode in the Beast House Chronicles. Just read out the synopsis for you. Visitors flock to see the Beast House with its blood-soaked corridors and creaky doors. Armed with instamatics and video camcorders, these poor souls enter the forbidden house never to return. The deeper the tourists go into the house, the darker their nightmares become. The men are dealt with quickly, the women have to wait longer. But the worst part of the house is actually beneath the haunted structure. There lies an even more terrifying presence waiting for its victim. Don't even think about going into the cellar. Yeah. Because, this is the first one you might as well go for, but it's so nasty, and I mean really nasty. I won't get into the details. And so a strong stomach would be required. But if you can survive this, then you're probably just about ready to read anything. And the next one to go for would be, of course, a sequel, which is the central novel in the trilogy, The Beast House. I'll read out the synopsis for you there. Author Gorman Hardy is hot on the trail of another bestseller. His last account of gruesome murder made him a fortune, and if half what's said about Malchus Point is true, he's bound to make another killing. Petite and pretty Tyler and her sexy friend Nora visit Malchus Point, full of expectation. Tyler is hoping to repair a broken romance, and Nora is aiming to strike lucky with her looks she usually does. But Malchus Point is not a place to discover fame, fortune, and wild, ecstatic loving. On the other hand, it's just a place to find pain, bestiality, and death in the Beast House. It's a bit more of a comfortable ride compared to its predecessor, but still, though, it does provide all the graphics, violence, gore, sex, you name it, and some. Just like all the rest of Dick's work does. The Woods Are Dark. No, this is the version that was published in the UK, and this was a different version. It says restored and cut. The only difference between these two, well, it's after chapter 8. That's when the story sort of changes over. I'll just read the synopsis for you. In the woods are 6 dead trees, the killing trees. That's where they take them. People like Neela and her friend Sherry and the Dills family. Innocent travellers on vacation on the back roads of California, seized and bound, stripped of their valuables and shackled to the trees, to wait in the woods, in the dark. Yeah, this is pretty, well, as usual, it gets nasty. As nearly as nasty as a cellar, I guess. Out Are the Lights. This is like set in a cinema, by the way. The vampire movie came first. The girl died in a welter of blood as the vampire bit clean through her jugular. The Inquisition came next. The victim confessed all as the spider crawled over her naked body. Then came the story of the Axeman. This was the horror movie series to end them all. Cinema buffs particularly admire the grainy, amateurish camera work. It suggested the action was the real thing, but it couldn't be, could it? Something to whet your appetite if you like that, really gory stuff. And yeah, in most of his books, Dickey portrays the authentic monster, the type of authentic monsters you can think of, such as, like, say, real life rapist killers. Rape is a common theme in his work, and every author has his cliches. He's got plenty of them. and rape being one of them. But like I said, he specialises in portraying the authentic monster. Another one of his specialities is worst case scenarios. And this one, Funland. Now, this was my first ever Laymon read, and I have to admit, it took me a couple of days to read it. I never thought I could read so quick. But I was disappointed, but after giving it a second read over, I actually enjoyed it more than ever, and it's actually definitely one of my favourites. I'll read the synopsis out for you. The seaside resort of Belita Bay is not the carefree place it used to be. A series of unexplained disappearances has cast a dark shadow over summer pleasures, and holidaymakers are being threatened by a growing army of leering, foul-mouthed bums who have taken over the promenade. But now Belita Bay is fighting back. Convinced that the down-and-outs are behind the abductions, a gang of local teenagers decide to wreak violent revenge. Led by the charismatic Tanya, the gang graduate from simple beatings to more sinister punishments, and as they grow more daring, their campaign leads them to the old abandoned funhouse, where the real truth of the disappearances awaits them. These are definitely the first 5 books I recommend you start with. That's those of you who are interested. If you find Stephen King to be a bit of a drag, and Dean Koontz to be a bit of a meh, and don't get me wrong, I think Stephen King and Dean Koontz are good authors, but Dick, he's a bit more fun to read. Is the structure, that of his plot, atmosphere, dialogue, and characters, comes together pretty nice and quite quick paced. Maybe not as quick paced as likes of James Patterson. Bearing in mind the Headline, that's the publishing company. They also published James Patterson, but you do get that feel of of watching an old B movie. Like when you think of the Beast in the Beast House Chronicles, you start to think of the old Roger Corman films from the 80s. You get like that comic book feel, and it's been more than 15 years since Dick passed away. He died on Valentine's Day 2001, and he only started to get recognition in the States just sometime after his death. But anyway, I've been quite a fan of him since I think 2004. I think I was, and just another one of my favourites. Anyway, I think I'll leave it at that. I plan to do more videos on this author. Anyway, thanks for watching.